Looking to buy a home with bad credit? You're in the right place. I've put together 7 simple steps that you can follow to buy a home with bad credit. Let's jump right in. So, step number 1, get a deposit. You're going to need a deposit, and the bigger deposit that you have, the more options you will find. Now, when it comes to bad credit, you're going to need at least a 5% deposit, but a 10 to 15% deposit, it's going to open up a lot more options. Now, if you'd like to know more about exactly how much deposit you will need, depending on the type of bad credit that you have, the good news is we've got an entire video dedicated to it that you can watch by clicking on the link in the screen above. Now, you're probably thinking, what can I use for a deposit? Personal savings, money gifted from family members or close friends, and inheritance are most commonly used, but sometimes other things such as a personal loan can also be used on rare occasions, as long as it fits the lender's affordability calculations. Large cash deposits made into your bank account will be scrutinised, and that's because lenders like to see a gradual build-up of funds made over a period of time. Step 2, download a copy of your credit report. Before applying for a mortgage, it's really important that you download a copy of your credit report. The 3 big credit referencing agencies where you can get a credit report are Experian, Equifax and TransUnion, but even better yet, you can download a copy through Check My File, and that will combine all 3 credit referencing agencies and all 3 credit reports into one credit report. Once you've downloaded a copy of your credit report, you can ensure what is being reported on there is accurate, and any issues that are on there, you can address and fix them. For example, one of the things that we see quite often with our clients is they download a copy of the credit report, notice that they're behind on payments on one of their accounts, they then have the opportunity to bring this back up to date, fixing the problem. I know it can be a daunting or a scary thing by downloading and looking at a copy of your credit report, particularly if you maybe have some debts or you do have bad credit, but by just simply looking at it, addressing the situation, it will help fix the problem. Step 3, contact a bad credit mortgage advisor and get an agreement in principle. There are lots of different mortgage advisors out there who can help you find the best deal and the best mortgage solution for you. But there are mortgage advisors out there who specialise in certain areas of expertise, and one of those areas, you guessed it, is bad credit. If you contact a bad credit mortgage advisor, they will look at bad credit mortgage applications day in and day out. For that reason, I would contact a mortgage advisor who does specialise in bad credit, and that's because it's all they look at every day. This is very much like if you had a problem with your knee. Would you rather go and see your GP, or would you rather go and see a knee specialist? Well, if you're like me, you'd rather go and see a knee specialist because you know that person is trained in that area of expertise. Once you've found a mortgage advisor, they will then go ahead and arrange an agreement in principle for you. This is basically a certificate to show that you've passed an initial approval, and this certificate also shows that you've passed a soft credit check and you have the ability to buy a home within a certain budget. Step 4, start looking for your new home. Once you've got an agreement in principle, that's when the fun starts, and it's over to you to start finding the home of your dreams. Once you've found that home, your agreement in principle will allow you to have an offer accepted on that property, because you will be able to be taken seriously as a potential home buyer. Step 5, submit your formal mortgage application. Once you've found your future home, that's when your mortgage advisor will need to start preparing for your formal mortgage application. Once this application has been submitted, you will go into what's known as the formal underwriting process, and during this stage is where your documents will be checked and assessed. These things will be things such as your ID, your bank statements and your proof of income. The mortgage lender will also want to carry out a valuation on the property, and that is just so they know the money that they're lending is safe and secure on the property that you're buying. Timeframes will vary from lender to lender, but with a bad credit mortgage application, you're going to typically be looking at around 4 to 6 weeks, but it can be shorter and it can be longer. This compares to a more mainstream mortgage application that would usually expect to be around 2 to 4 weeks. Step 6, get a formal mortgage offer. Once your application has been approved, you will receive a copy of your formal mortgage offer. Your mortgage advisor will then review the mortgage offer just to ensure its accuracy and that everything looks good. Once you're happy with this and you're happy to accept it, a copy will then be sent to your chosen solicitor, who will continue to work with you until completion. And finally, step 7, pick up the keys to your new home. On the day of what is known as mortgage completion, there are a few key things that will need to happen. First of all, you're going to send your money over to your chosen solicitor. Second of all, your mortgage lender is going to release the funds that you're borrowing to your chosen solicitor as well. And then finally, your chosen solicitor is going to send all of the funds over to the seller's solicitor. Once this process has taken place and the seller's solicitor has received all of the funds, you will officially have become a homeowner and all of that hard work will have paid off. So there you have it. Even with bad credit, with a little bit of future planning, and by breaking it down into simple steps, you can still make your dreams of home ownership come true. If you have any questions or any ideas for future videos, feel free to pop those in the comments below. Alternatively, you can send us an email that will also be in the video description. So, thanks for watching. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications for more tips on bad credit and all things bad credit mortgage related, and we will see you in the next video.